Yeah, it's hard, man, because the younger you are, the more difficult it is to recruit senior talent. It's just your risk. That's how it is. That's why raising money sometimes for the sake of getting talent is big. I mean, that's a thing, right? Um, Also, Phoenix has certainly matured in the last 10 years, and then thanks to COVID in the sense of globalization of work, that people are willing to kind of move around. What I've found is that I like to understand what the other person desires out of their life. I like to understand, what do you really want? What do you need? Material or not, emotionally, whatever it is, I try to understand that, because someone is going to spend 8 hours sleeping, 8 hours on my project. So really half of their life, they're going to spend on my idea that I came up with. Like, cool, but also a lot of pressure, but also like, wow, someone's willing to spend a third of their life or half of their life working on something I just came up with to potentially make me really rich. Wow. So that's exciting, but the thing with the team is, when I try to align self-interest of the company, self-interest of myself, self-interest of that team member joining, and try to align them if it makes sense. Because even in Snow, we've got 40 people. We make millions of dollars an employee. That's more than any Fortune 500 public company. Why is that? Because I wanted to have a smaller team. I, as the founder, said, I don't want another company with hundreds and hundreds of employees right out the gate. It's so much. It's too much for me. And I want to go to the office 2 days a week, which is what I do now. And I had my own expectations of what this thing would do if I was going to give it everything I got. And so I made it very intentional up front that was the mode, that we weren't going to waste any time here. So that's important, because then when you talk to senior talent or people that feel, generally people are underpaid, underappreciated, undervalued, there's some type of misunderstood, there's something along those lines. So for me, I'm in the people business, because I can't do anything by myself. I crushed it in school kind of by myself and things like that, but there's a lot of work. So the truth is, I need to become really good at convincing other people to do my work. And how do you do that? With longevity. Because I'm 29, I hope to have a pod grow over the next 50 years where it becomes easier and easier for me to hit home runs because of that team. There are compounding returns to people. I had a discipline. When I launched Snow, I paid myself $60,000 a year pre-tax. That's what I paid myself. I put millions of dollars of my own money over time into the business so that we didn't have to go raise, so that everybody could keep focused on what we were doing and keep the team small. So the big thing is understanding. Every person on our team is different. People are people. Some people have bad days. Some people have good days, And sometimes people need to be benched. Hey, man, it looks like, this is the third time. You pull them aside, right? When you do praise in front of everyone, when you scold one-on-one, hey, man, what's going on here? I'm a big believer in people. I have a huge heart. The way that I lead is high expectation, low pressure. What that means is that you have to hire the right people, because they come with their own built-in expectations of themselves, so that I don't have to apply the pressure. That's why the pressure is low. I'm not a micromanager. I'm not good at any of the small talk. I'm a people person. I like to understand the core. And I like to work with people who have a chip on their shoulder. So I tend to attract people who have faced adversity in their life, any type of adversity. And they see this as an opportunity, because I'm extremely autonomous. I allow so much authority, because the more authority I can give to the right people, the more free time I have to think. And thinking is what generates a lot of money for the organization, of value. That's all I have to really provide now. My programming is not as good anymore as our programming team. My sales are still pretty good, but the other areas are not as good as the people that I brought on the team now. So it's actually a waste of time for me to go and try to help them with these things. I've learned you kind of realize very, after a while that I'm like, wow, I'm not the best at this thing anymore. I'm actually slowing you guys down here. And so to keep recruiting, retaining, we have a very powerful referral program. Because what A players want to work with other A players. And what they do is they'll say, okay, I'm going to leave Cisco, just me, I'm going to try it out. And they jump over and they check it all out. And if it's good, you're not a cuckoo guy, and there's water, a food source, they do a call for another one to come over, right, if they're good. So always be recruiting. My LinkedIn has hiring on there always. I'm always hiring, I'm always recruiting, I'm always looking for good people because I have multiple organizations in all kinds of industries, including snow, but also I have friends that are, and it's so that networking piece that, Christy's probably one of the best at networking and connecting and understanding the value of those connections. That's the piece that you want to treat with your team is they know that they're like, Josh will die for snow. They're like, he literally in front of us, like he'll do it right now. Like that type of, not crazy, but like, I'll die for him too. So in the beginning, you have a lot of that familial, up to 50 people maybe. You can have that familial, maybe 100 if you stretch it. After 100, you have middle management introduced. You have, things like that. And that's generally when I say toodles, because that's not the organization I'm built to run, nor do I have any interest in running a much larger organization headcount. So it's important with team. Understand what they want. Not everybody wants money. So understanding what role do they want to play, what level of mastery they want to seek. So understand them and then create the incentive so that it aligns to that and ask them permission. Hey, this may move 3 months from now, but I won't move anything without talking to you. So create an area where it's experimental to be able to have great people join the team. And really what they want is they want an opportunity to show themselves more than anyone, but show themselves, hey, I've made a lot of people independently wealthy when I was working at these companies, and I want a piece of it this time, and I want to do it right and myself. And Josh, I trust you, and I want to do it with you. And I said, all right, brother, what are you thinking? You want 1%, 2%, 5%, 50%? Talk to people like people, and you get their buy-in. And that's how I'm able to run multiple organizations without being there. The irony of capitalism is you have to kind of give it all away before you can get it all back and then some. And you build that over a period of time. So for 15 years, I've been giving other people opportunities, paying them sometimes more than I pay myself, staying up later, figuring out things of how to help them. It comes through compounding returns. If people gain trust with leadership. But it's very important that it's not about what the company needs first. It's about what that person is. You got to understand if they're a fit. Think about it then. Okay, this person wants to make 120,000. They're at 60, so we got to move them. So it's like, okay, are you willing to do sales? I've always wanted to do that. My dad did that. Amazing. Well, how about I give you 2 weeks with our top sales guy, hang out with him, see if you like it. You'll get fully paid. Everything's good. And then tell me if you like it. If you don't, I'll put you in another one. And so I don't give up on people. It costs us a lot of money sometimes when I just can't give up on someone. That's when the team has to come in. I'm like, we got to get rid of this guy. But I will give someone 50 chances. Probably too much. I'm learning how to pull that back to like 2. It's people want to feel trust. They want to feel trusted. And you have to understand the type of person you're looking for. If someone's just looking for a job to sit in a seat and not really care about what they're doing, there are lots of those. We've got 40 seats. We have a lower acceptance rate than Harvard, than anyone. So it's like, why do you want to be here? Oh, no, I like e-commerce and, figure you guys are local. And Josh, I saw one of your podcasts from 2016. It's like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. I've got 1 million followers of people that want to move all over the country to come work here. And we can't accept them because we're not hiring right now for that role. So you're sitting here telling me I just want to sit here and get paid. And what's paternity leave again? How long is it? Is it 3 months or 6 months? My last one was 6 months. So those just aren't our guys, right? Like I talked to a guy the other day, Blue Apron. He's like, I got paid $300. I was making $120. I got paid $300 plus a 50% bonus because they raised all this money and went public. And I go, yeah, buddy. I go, that doesn't happen over here. We create a great product. We deliver it to our customer with great results, and we hope to run their business again and those of their friends and family. I was like, that's the business we run, which means that we're not raising money, losing money to go public, to try to arbitrage this. We're not doing that. He's like, not a problem. He was able to understand right away. He's like, I'm looking for something else. I stocked some cash up now from these guys because I'm looking to do something else. but I want a little skin in the game. Nothing crazy, but I want a little skin in the game. And so as a creator, if you're creating this land, you have to create other opportunities so that you can have more chiefs throughout that, right? And so it becomes like what I'm doing now is I'm playing Legos. It's like, oh, well, I can't give any more equity in this one because it's capped out. We got investors and everything. Well, kids oral care line, Frost. And so now I can get a new set of people and cut them in on profit shares, things like that to grow the business. And for me, it's like, it's Farmville, you know, and it's like, okay, this one's growing, these products are out, this is going. And so I'm just like, I walk around and just kind of check on everybody. But ultimately, I'm working 12 hours a day in the back of my mind. I'm constantly thinking about the pitfalls, the traps, what's going on inside the business, product development. I can call out of 16 companies, I can name every transaction. 75 million last year of spend on Facebook advertising. I can call out everything, right? And that's our own business, our own cards, our own companies. So, but I've created opportunities for others to get rich and me to get really rich. Rinse, repeat. Thanks, guys.